Welcome to another video presented by Raven Expeditions. Please subscribe to my channel and share this video to support my work. This is Saqqara, and here's the causeway that connects the pyramid attributed to Wenes and its mortuary temple with the valley temple below. Wenes, or Wenes, was the last ruler of the 5th dynasty during the Old Kingdom, ruling Egypt between 2321 and 2306 BC, although these dates are not conclusive, since his reign could have stretched between 15 and 30 years, hence extending the timeline. His pyramid in Saqqara is the first to contain religious and magical texts that have become known as the pyramid texts. The reliefs, texts, and spells in the ante-chamber and burial chamber were meant to help the deceased pharaoh in his journey to the afterlife. This horizontal passage leads to the ante-chamber. Towards the end of the passage, we see the first hieroglyphs inside the structure on the last two slabs on both sides of the passage. Reaching the end, it opens into the ante-chamber that is covered in hieroglyphs and decorations from its ceiling, reaching almost the floor of the chamber. To our left is a small opening that leads to a small room with 3 recesses, commonly referred to as magazines or statue niches. They sure look odd and out of place since they're completely bare, with the exception of some graffiti left by visitors. On the day we visited this pyramid, they had no lights, so to enter, it was necessary to use our own torches to explore this part of the pyramid which is often overlooked, since most people veer towards the burial chamber and ignore it completely. On close inspection of the hieroglyphs, it can be noticed that they were hand-carved. By focusing on recurring symbols such as the rabbit in the pharaoh's cartouche that creates the sound W, we can observe that no one symbol is like the other. So yes, all these hieroglyphs were handmade, and no machine was involved in creating these beauties. On the right-hand side of the ante-chamber is what is known as the burial chamber, with a sarcophagus at the far end. Similarly, it's full of hieroglyphs and beautiful designs. We can still see some remnants of the ancient Egyptian color known as Egyptian blue on the walls. In its heyday, it must have been quite impressive to look at, with all the hieroglyphs painted in fluorescent Egyptian blue. What does all this mean to us though? Are we to conclude that because this pyramid has the name of Wenes all over it, then it was built by this ruler? This is the stance typically taken by academics, who attribute a monument or statue to an individual or their rule, simply from the name carved on it. Nonetheless, we know far too well that this could be highly erroneous. First, it has long been established that rulers usurped monuments and statues belonging to their predecessors, claiming them for themselves by chiseling out their owner's name and carving their own. Ramses the Great is infamous for this practice. Second, a carved name doesn't necessarily mean that the monument or statue belongs to that individual. It only means that they claimed it, but not that they constructed it or commissioned it. It only means that they were the last individual to make it theirs. Yes, this pyramid could have been used by Wenes for his burial, and he could have been the first ruler to carve hieroglyphs within, giving rise to this practice, where future pharaohs followed suit. But was it actually built by this ruler as his burial? Could it be possible that he found it here and recycled it for funerary purposes? The three recesses have no place here, especially considering that they are bare. Could it be that they were functional then, as opposed to ceremonial? In all honesty, the tomb theory doesn't appeal to me. There are many anomalies, and explaining them simply by claiming that these were tombs doesn't quite do the job. I welcome your thoughts.